here at Melbourne Airport 4 hours before the flight, way too early, but there's a very good reason for that, and I'll show you what it is. Cathay Pacific is one of the 5-star airlines of the world, and today I'm lucky to try them in business class. My 14-hour trip takes me first to Hong Kong, where I'll transit and connect to my flight to Tokyo. Join me as we take a look at the Cathay long-haul business class experience and share some tips on how you could get yourself a free first-class upgrade. Let me start by explaining why I arrived almost 4 hours before my flight. You see, Cathay Pacific operates up to 3 flights a day on this route, and this particular one is flown by a 777-300 with 4 cabin classes. This aircraft not only features the 53 seats in business class, but also has a first-class cabin with 6 seats. The interesting part is that Cathay Pacific doesn't sell first class on this route. Instead, these seats are allocated to their Diamond members first, followed by Oneworld Emerald members on a first-come, first-served basis.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, thank you. I have a question.
Yes, boss.
Is there any way I can get into row 1 or row 2?
Unfortunately not. Start off with Cathay members.
Okay, so you already got it full.
Unfortunately, yes. Usually they're the first thing to
Yeah, that's fine. Because I saw this morning it was blocked, but it wasn't actually allocated.
Yes, so they do that about -4 of departure, so as soon as I start editing, we
Okay, that's alright. Okay, worth a try. Oh well, at least we tried. But hey, no complaints. I think it's a fair system overall. Keep this in mind if you're traveling business class on this flight in the near future. I've never seen anyone walk into any of these expensive shops here at this airport. I'm always curious what the market segment for these shops is. And now it's time to do some lounge hunting. Now normally if you're flying on Cathay you will have access to the Qantas lounge as well, but because there's no more Qantas flights left for the day, it's closed, so I have to go to the other option. And that other option is this. Despite losing its a la carte dining service post-COVID, this is still one of the best lounges at Melbourne Airport. The food is now served buffet style with a limited selection of options. However, where this lounge really shines is the full service bar and the expansive views of the airfield. I get to watch one Emirates A380 get pushed back, only to get replaced by another one. And there it is, a first glimpse of my aircraft for the day. Shortly after, the boarding call was made, and so it's time to go and catch this flight, CX-178 to Hong Kong. Thank you. As I step on board, I'm greeted by Cathay's signature olive green seats. These seats may look a bit older, but they've actually aged quite well. I've gone for the last seat in the cabin, which is 26A. The seats are upholstered in green fabric and are both spacious and comfortable. There's plenty of legroom with a leg rest at the far end. The seat also features a pop-out 16-inch TV screen. To the side there is a large tray table where I find today's in-flight menu, which is something we'll check out later. Next to it is the amenity kit for this flight. On the side there is an enclosed compartment that holds a bottle of water and a pair of noise-cancelling headphones. Further left we have a large side panel where the seat controls can be found. This is also where you'll locate the power outlet and the reading light. To round off the seat tour, there is more storage underneath the seat panel and even some extra air vents. Overall, this is a solid hard product for a 10-hour flight.
Welcome on board this evening.
The service on this flight was exceptional and kicked off with a welcome drink. While I was enjoying this, a hot towel service was also provided.
14 hours and 49 minutes. At this time, we're just doing the last of our checks. We should be on our way shortly.
The flight began pushing back just before midnight, and the in-flight cameras provided a unique perspective of the departure.
I'll update you shortly before I descend into Hong Kong with the latest weather and your arrival time. Welcome aboard.
And before long, we were speeding down the runway and on our way to Hong Kong. After takeoff, the first meal service was about to begin. This was when I regretted choosing a seat on the last row. With such a large cabin, the crew did their best, but naturally it does take longer to reach me. So instead I used this time to check out the amenity kit from Bamford. The bag was nice and all the products inside were genuinely useful. Now that the tray table has been set up, let's take a look at the menu. The supper menu offered 4 main options. These were also available for pre-selection online, but I had already chosen the fish ball and fish cake soup. Strangely, the lamb option wasn't listed online, but it's here on this menu. Next, here is a quick glance through the drinks menu, which was provided on a separate card. Despite the wide selection here, there was no way I was going to pass on the Cathay Delight, my favorite airline mocktail. Made from kiwi juice and coconut milk, it is refreshingly unique. The main courses were hot and tasty, though not particularly memorable for business class. Perhaps because it's a supper service, the offerings were scaled back. But what certainly wasn't scaled back was the white chocolate mousse cake. Easily the highlight of the meal. And now it's time for the loo review. This is one of 4 restrooms in this cabin, and it was very clean and stocked with Bamford amenities. It was almost 2 AM local time and definitely time for a snooze. A mattress, blanket and pillow were provided, and the bed felt really spacious, making for a comfortable few hours of sleep. With 2 hours left in the flight, I was woken up for the breakfast service. Before takeoff, Cathay provides a breakfast card where you can select your meal and also opt to skip breakfast. At the time, indulging in breakfast seemed like a good idea, though both I and my Garmin might regret it now. Anyway, I chose the Chinese option, which was the congee. It was well presented and a perfect hit for the morning. While enjoying this, I checked out the entertainment system. The content is really vast here, although the interface wasn't the most responsive touchscreen. I did appreciate the arrival and connecting gate information that was provided. Cathay also offers in-flight Wi-Fi, with the full flight option priced at US $19.99. I was curious, it said it's free for first class passengers. I mean, there are no first class passengers on this flight, technically.
Cabin crew, that's 30 minutes to landing. Thank you.
Before long, it was time for landing, and this 8.5-hour journey to Hong Kong came to an end.
It's been a pleasure taking care of you today. Thank you for flying Cathay Pacific, a member of the OneWeb Alliance.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, first flight done now. Transiting here in Hong Kong. It's very short. Hong Kong Airport is quickly becoming one of my favorite airports to transit through. It is a very efficient airport with systems like face recognition technology for boarding. Plus, it boasts a wide array of world-class lounges. For a more detailed look, check out my other video on Hong Kong Airport lounge hopping, where I visit all 6 options. To keep it brief, my top recommendation is the pier lounges located near gate 63. With just 1 hour left until my next flight, I made a quick stop here before heading to the gate.
Good morning.
This flight was also on a 777-300, but this time the first class seats were actually sold. I had already selected seat 26A again, and by this point it was too late to change. Everything else about this flight was also nearly identical, except for the lack of an amenity kit. Obviously, there were more Japanese crew members on this route, which meant an even better service. Jumping ahead to the food, I once again started with the Cathay Delight.
This is going to be the Cathay Delight of this journey.
Breakfast was the meal served on this flight, and it began with a fruit platter. By the time the service reached me, I was left with just one option: eggs on toast with salmon. It wasn't anything remarkable, but it was perfectly fine for breakfast.
Cabin crew, thank you for all your hard work. Approximately 30 minutes to landing. Thank you.
I kept my eyes peeled for a glimpse of Mount Fuji during descent, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be this time. In summary, Cathay Pacific Business Class is a solid product. The seats may look a bit dated and old, but they are actually quite comfortable and meet expectations. The service on Cathay is exceptional, and I think they really go the extra mile for their oneworld members. The only downside was probably the food. It was good, but not as impressive as what you might find on other Asian counterparts in business class. Overall, I would be happy to fly with them again in the near future, especially with new cabin products on the way.
It has been a pleasure taking care of you today. If Tokyo is your home or very warm welcome home, thank you for flying Cathay Pacific, a member of Japan Airline. Enjoy your stay in Tokyo and have a good day.
Thank you, arigato.
It's great to be back in Tokyo again, although it's pretty hot out here, 37 degrees today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and got an insight into flying Cathay Pacific. We look forward to taking you on another travel adventure very soon.